Welcome inside the Pontiac Silverdome with 2 champions crowned. We have 6 more to go. And tonight in Division 6, it's the Ravenna Bulldogs taking on the Saginaw Nouvel Panthers. Good evening, everyone, and welcome inside the Silverdome, and welcome to the Divisional Championship for Division 6. I'm Mario Mpemba, along with my partner, John Wangler, the former Michigan quarterback tonight. And, John, there should be a good one in Division 6. You've got a couple of teams that really get it done in different ways. Nouvel loves to throw the ball. Ravenna will pound it at you on the ground.
A great contrast in styles, Mario. Nouvel, as you mentioned, spread offense wide open. They're very quick. They spread the field. Dan Ryan, the Ryan Express, a great quarterback, a smart kid. He hits a lot of receivers. Contrasting with the other side there, Ravenna's got a great running back in Dan Luce, who's Mr. Everything, and you're going to see him pound the football.
Well, Nouvel has yet to win a state championship. They're looking for their first. Meanwhile, Ravenna has won 3, and Ravenna will receive to start this ball game. Division 6 of the championship game is underway. And then breaking open into the free. To the 50, the 45, the 40. Andrew Kearney all the way down to the 25-yard line, and what a start for Ravenna. Kearney, the quarterback, takes it across midfield and deep into Nouvel territory.
Take a look here. Here's the quarterback getting his tremendous move here, breaking through the hole. Watch this. Great cut to the left side, a shallow cut, and it's just a foot race. That's putting your team in good field position, Mario.
Outstanding field position, and Andrew Kearney set to start the offense now for Ravenna. First down at the 25-yard line. Hand off to Dan Luce. He'll try the right side, has some running room inside the 20 before he's taken down on the play by Nick Hurd. So a big open for Ravenna, and the quarterback Andrew Kearney. Over 800 yards passing this year with 9 touchdowns. His offensive line, Hackenberg, Eastling, Tyers, Jackson, and Rao. Rao just a sophomore. The backs and receivers, Luce, Teeter, Grover, Shutt, and Plant. First and 10 for Ravenna. Knocking on the door immediately. Kearney, the senior quarterback, again will try Luce. A little bit of running room inside the 10 down to the 8-yard line. Let's check out the defense for the Nouvel Panthers. We'll start with the line. Ostveric, Jurek, Fick, Augustine, and Hurd. Ostveric the leader with 7 sacks. The backers, Birnbaum, 96 solo tackles this year. And the backs, 5 interceptions for Trent Boyd. That is a team high. Second down, 4 yards to go. Luce again on the carry, looking for room left side. This time he's bottled up and slammed to the ground by Trent Boyd. Big play from his defensive back position.
Great pursuit here by Boyd. One thing you'll notice about Saginaw, they have tremendous team speed. They all get to the football, they fly around. Great pursuit, big play.
A big year for Boyd, 46 tackles this year, and the team leader in picks. Third down and 5 now for Ravenna. Kearney again with a fake to Luce. This time he'll be taken down to the 20-yard line. And a big-time play there by James Harrison.
Harrison was not fooled at all by that bootleg. He just shot the gap. Take a look here. Coming right through. Nobody picked him up. Great play and a huge stop there for Nouvel.
Boy, a lightning quick start for Ravenna, but a couple of big defensive plays for the Nouvel defense. And so Ravenna will try the field goal. Nick Jackson teeing it up at 27. And a line drive kick sails left. And a big break for Nouvel after the big kickoff return by Kearney. The Panthers hold.
Real shot in the arm there for Nouvel to be able to hold those guys with no points after that stop.
Well, here is today's game plan. It's brought to you by Gardner White Furniture and some of the secrets to victory today for both teams.
Well, Ravenna, they're not intimidated at all by Nouvel's spread offense. They got to stop the spread. They throw a lot of schemes at Nouvel. Nouvel is going to be Ryan's Express. Quarterback Dan Ryan, he's the guy who makes it happen.
Single setback is Trent Boyd. First down from the 20-yard line for Nouvel. Just underway in Division 6. Toss back to Trent Boyd, and he'll try the right side and is fouled up immediately outside of the 20-yard line. Dan Ryan is the leader of the pack for Nouvel. The senior quarterback, and a look at his numbers this year, they are very gaudy indeed. 21 touchdown passes this season. And the line in front of him, Polzine, Turner, Cassetta, Hosveric, Fallon, Birnbaum, the backs and receivers. Second down and 9 for Nouvel. Rolling left is Ryan, looking to throw. Near sideline, it is dropped. Craig Riffle.
Well, that time you saw Ryan roll to his left. Nice job there by Ravenna. They came up man-to-man coverage. Excellent throw. A little behind him. Tough play. Look at the frustration. He knew he had him wide open. Threw a little behind him.
That'll bring up a third down play now for Ryan and the Panthers. Single setback is Trent Boyd. And Ryan to throw. Two-step drop. Fade pattern near side and some contact. But no flag is down as the ball falls incomplete.
It's going to be a real chess game between the Ravenna defensive coordinator and the offensive coordinator for Nouvel. They're using a lot of different schemes. They're jumping in and out of man coverage, some combination zone man, and fortunately for Nouvel, they have a very heady quarterback in Dan Ryan who's seen a lot of different schemes, and it's really going to be a challenge, a test to him to be able to pick out the right receiver on each play.
Kester will punt now for Nouvel. Dan Luce back to receive it. Luce at his 45 is hit immediately and dropped. So no chance at all for Luce on the return. And Dusty Fairfield, going to look at his numbers as a head coach. In his 17th season, he has been here 4 times. He has won 3, and he has lost once. And he is not bashful about saying, we are here to win this title. This is not a field trip, boys. We are there to win the big trophy.
Well, he's tired of that overachiever tag. He wants to win.
High formation. And Luce again will carry, trying the near corner. Across the 45 to midfield before he's run out of bounds. Nick Hurd on the play. Michael Boyd, meanwhile, head coach at Nouvel in his 4th season. And a 37-10 record. Took over for his father, Leo Smokey Boyd. So second down and 5 now for Ravenna. You will see a lot of the I formation. Andrew Kearney, the quarterback, on the fake. He'll go to the far sideline looking for the receiver, and it drops incomplete. And a flag goes down. We'll have an interference call. Gabe Reyes, the defensive back, made some contact. That'll be the first big penalty of the ball game.
That's tough. Take a look here. Gives him a lot of air. The ball was underthrown, and there was no real chance for him to make a play on it, but that time he got away and was flagged. Little discussion there. It's always tough whenever there's contact.
15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Well, the Bulldogs had a big-time opportunity to score in their first possession. Now another good opportunity. And Michael Boyd not a fan of that last call. 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. On the delay, Luce. He'll try the far corner. And some running room near the first down marker. Another first down.
Flag.
And another flag on the field. That's Jeff Grover, the split end, who is down on the ground injured. The 6'2 senior Jeff Grover may have been caught up on that last play, and down he went.
It's a sprint draw to Luce. Nice job getting outside. As you can see, he's equally proficient at running inside and outside. Looks like they're going to get him on a clip probably.
Alan Grover went down apparently in need of the helmet.
Yep.
So that'll wipe away a big play, and they continue to tend to Jeff Grover. And Dusty Fairfield certainly does not want to lose his starting split end early in the ball game here. This is a Ravenna team that will run the football quite a bit, but Kearney is able to throw it as well. See, he was under the pile there, and
yeah, it doesn't take much. One thing about the receivers for Ravenna, they all do a great job blocking downfield. That was a tremendous effort to help spring Luce. They're all trained. That's one of the reasons they're so effective running the football, is that the receivers are not afraid to get down there and throw their bodies at the defensive backs.
So the senior Jeff Grover still down as they continue to tend to the split end, and we'll be back to the Silverdome in a scoreless ball game in Division 6. Fridays at 10:30, it's the Black and Blue Preview. Hard-hitting action in the NFC North, and get your update for the Lions, Packers, Vikings, and Bears on Black and Blue Preview with host Matt Shepard. Fridays at 10:30. Only on Fox Sports Net. Back at the Silverdome, and it appears that Jeff Grover will be helped off the field in a collision that just occurred moments ago on a pass, or a run I should say, by Dan Luce. He got caught up, did Grover, in the tackle, and really hasn't moved a whole lot, John.
No, you hate to see that, and they're getting him on the stretcher, and hopefully, our prayers are with him and his family and the team, and everything's going to be all right. But
well, with all the emotions of Thanksgiving weekend and the state finals here, and what all of these teams have gone through to get to the Silverdome to play in this ball game, it's such an unfortunate thing for a young man like Jeff Grover to apparently have to leave this game. As we take a look at another angle.
Well, yeah, especially, he's trying to make the little extra effort to spring his running back, and it's just, that's part of the game, but you hate to see it.
John, you said it, a lot of times it doesn't take much, and it didn't appear that it was a violent hit on that play. He was called for the clip on the play, but it just didn't seem like it was something that would keep him down on the ground for as long as it has.
Some of the worst injuries are really, they don't look as vicious as they are on the field, and you get your neck in the right position and get hit with a knee or an elbow, it could cause some damage, and it doesn't have to really look that severe.
Well, Jeff Grover now has been placed on the wooden stretcher, and they will take him off the field here. In the meantime, both teams hoping for the best for this young man. And certainly something that neither team wants to see, and something that is unfortunate for this young man and the Ravenna Bulldogs. And John, really a quick start to this ball game here this evening. You had the quick return by Kearney, got him in a great scoring position. They missed the field goal, and now Luce again with a big run. Was called back by the penalty, but this Ravenna offense is clicking already. Yeah,
I'm a little surprised that they've done so well initially. Everyone was saying what great speed Nouvel had and how difficult it was going to be able to run the football on them. And, we've seen some great things so far with Ravenna. Luce being able to run both inside and outside with some counters, and be able to get outside with some misdirection.
Dusty Fairfield, the head coach of Ravenna, has always talked about and has all of this week to his young kids. We're from a rural town, Ravenna, outside of Muskegon. We come to the Silverdome and play these high-profile programs. But we can play. We can play with these kids, and that's what I've tried to tell these kids, that they can stick with them.
Well, yeah, he's won 3 state championships, so he's been there before, and he's trying to, get his kids to believe, because, all along they've said, hey, these guys are overachievers, and he just wants a little respect. They didn't come down here for a picnic. They came down here to win the football game. You get the whole town, especially in those small towns, when they all rally behind their team, and these guys are ready to play. You could tell by the way they started.
Well, Dusty Fairfield has been here 4 times. He has won 3 of those, so he is no stranger to the Silverdome, and he talks about what it's like to get back here to the Dome on Thanksgiving weekend.
I was always hoping, that I'd be able to make it back here again and really enjoy the activities involved. I've been here 4 times before, and I've lost 1, I've won 3, and I've looked forward to making another appearance here.
It never seems to get old, does it? I mean, championships of any kind, playing for the ultimate prize in your division has to be a great thrill.
Well, and once you've had that taste, he really wants to, he knows what it's about, and he's trying to get his kids to believe and get that same taste that he's experienced.
Well, an old dog, a new tricks indeed, as we check out the football history for Ravenna. You see the 3 championships, 94, and then back-to-back championships in 96 and 97. And the one time that Dusty Fairfield came up on the losing end, 1988, and 1 conference title in the last 6 years. So things have turned around for Ravenna. This is a ball club that has played some pretty good competition to get here, but again, all the teams have at this point.
Well, they really have. Their only loss has been to the one team that we'll see tomorrow at Muskegon Orchard Ridge. So that's a real tribute to their team.
Well, Jeff Grover will be put on the stretcher now, and unfortunately for the young man, he will depart the scene. Michael Boyd, the head coach at Nouvel, acknowledging the young man. And on such a great weekend of football, really the last thing that you want to see for any young man is this scene right here. But certainly our best wishes to Jeff Grover, and hopefully the injury is nothing too serious.
Well, a tribute to the Nouvel fans, too. They're giving him a standing ovation, and that's what sports is all about.
And so now you would imagine that for these 2 teams to watch this scene, it may be a little bit difficult to get back into the action, at least early on here.
Well, it takes a little time. I mean, this is one of their teammates, a guy they've been with for 4 years and sweated blood with, and it's tough. But I'm sure they're going to rally together, and that may give them even more resolve to try and win this football game.
So the senior Jeff Grover departs, and Ravenna will continue their drive. The penalty brought the football back to the 35-yard line. 2nd possession of this Division 6 football championship. And Dusty Fairfield hoping his team can put some points on the board as the Bulldogs come out of the eye. Rolling to his right is Kearney. He'll throw downfield and caught at the 25-yard line. JT Shutt hauls it in.
That shows you a lot about Dusty Fairfield coming right back out after that big delay and throwing an out cut. Take a look here. Nice, very nice little soft roll by Andrew. Zips it right in there, just a little out cut, and picks up the first down.
Second and short, yeah. Second and about 1, nearly a first down. On the near hash, Kearney, the senior quarterback, hands off to his tailback Luce. He is met at the line of scrimmage. Luce is able to pull forward for the first down. They will give him forward progress inside the 25-yard line before Nick Hurd brings him down. Well, they told us, John, that Dan Luce, I should say, would be a big factor in this game, and look at his numbers this year.
Well, as we said, he's really been the man there for their offense. He can run as well inside and outside, as I mentioned. He can block. He does all the things that you want out of a running back.
1st and 10 now inside the 25 of the 24-yard line for the Bulldogs. Out of the eye, Kearney will fake, look to the far sideline and throw it incomplete. It was up for grabs, and it falls incomplete. Trent Boyd was nearest to it for the defenders.
Take a look here. After a little play action fake, saw a pump. There you go, clotheslined and thrown down to that turf. Believe me, that turf here at the Silverdome is not soft. He's a tough kid. One thing about Andrew Kearney, he's done a great job leading this team. He makes plays. He's had a great senior year. He's going to be one of the great quarterbacks ever at Ravenna.
Second down and 10. Shut the receiver to the near side. I formation in the backfield. Kearney looks to throw with a pump fake near side, and it's incomplete. And JT shut the intended receiver. Al Piazza was there on the play defensively.
Nice job there by Piazza, doing very tight coverage. Was not fooled at all and was with his man the whole time.
So after garnering a lot of success running the ball, 2 straight pass attempts, incomplete for Andrew Kearney. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 10 now for Ravenna. Again, the I formation. Shut the receiver is in motion. And on the pitch, Shut pulls it down, but he'll be taken down in a big loss. James Harrison busting through the line, and a big-time play again for the Panther defense.
Harrison again making a huge play. Take a look. It's just a little option to the wide side of the field, a counter option. There was penetration there. That really is what did that play in. There was big penetration by the tackle. Take a look here. That forced Kearney to pitch before he was ready, and they were very fortunate there wasn't a fumble on that play.
Very fortunate the Shut was able to even bring that ball down. So on 4th down now, Ravenna will go for it here. 4th and 17 from the 31-yard line. Kearney on play action, taking a shot at the end zone, and that ball is incomplete. There is some contact, but no flag. Al Piazza on the play defensively.
It's the second big play that Al Piazza's made on this drive. Again, a play action fake. It was just an up route or a takeoff by the flanker. And that time Piazza was with him stride for stride. A very well thrown ball as well. Just a great defensive play.
Andrew's brother Nate Kearney, the intended receiver there. And you see the contact, but it falls harmlessly. And so again, after some early movement by Ravenna, the Panthers defense holds in the second possession now for the Panthers. Ryan will line up with a shotgun. Hand off to Boyd up the middle for a couple of yards. Numbers on Trent Boyd, better than 1,600 yards this year, and he has been the recipient of some wide open lanes because of the spread offense that the Panthers like to run. That has produced some running room for it. Second down play now for Nouvel. Ryan looking to throw near side. It is caught and brought down, and another flag.
Well, I'll tell you, Ravenna's got a tremendously aggressive scheme. They're coming after him. They're playing man. They're really challenging Saginaw's offense. That time a little too aggressive.
Blair White on the reception.
It's a 3-step drop. It was a little slant route, a little contact made before it was supposed to.
And so they will spot the ball now at the 46-yard line.
15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
And so the Panthers for the first down. And a timeout on the field. Well, we have seen Ravenna have 2 excellent opportunities to score early, but the Panther defense holding. Timeout on the field, and Dan Ryan wants no part of the timeout. They are still waiting to see where they want to spot the football. Now they have it planted, and it's at midfield.
We got 5 wideouts. He's going into a spread formation here.
And Ryan will hold on to it this time, trying to avoid some tacklers across midfield down to the 46-yard line. So on the keeper, Ryan is brought down inside Bulldogs territory.
Dan known more for his passing. He's also run for almost 800 yards this year, so he's got good quick feet. He's really a double threat.
He certainly is a dual threat. And I think at this level, when you get to the championship games, many teams do have the quarterback that can throw it and can run it. A 2nd and 6 now for Nouvel. Good pass out of the flat, caught and brought down immediately. Greg Riffle had really not a whole lot of running room. Sniffed out nicely by J.T. Shutt.
Nice job there by the Ravenna defense, especially Shutt. It was kind of a motion screen, as you could see, and lucky not to have that pass deflected, but they were not fooled at all and came up for a big stop.
So that'll bring up a 3rd and long now. Dusty Fairfield hoping his defense can hold here. Ryan, the senior quarterback, had a big game in the semi against Nagani. Threw 3 touchdown passes in that ball game. 3rd and 7. Ryan will throw across the middle, incomplete. Steve Pretz was the intended receiver. And so Nouvel will have to punt.
You can bet that Dan would like that pass back. They did a great job picking up the blitz. They were in man coverage, and that was just overthrown by a little bit, but very fortunate that they didn't hit that pass for Ravenna.
Dan Luce back to receive the punt, lining up at his 10. Dustin Kestner on 4th and 7 with a punt. High end over end kick. And the Panthers will let it roll and cover it inside the 15-yard line. Now Michael Boyd in his 4th season has watched his team put up some pretty good defensive stands in this one, and he talks about how the D has gotten them very far in the postseason.
First of all, we got to play defense the way we've been playing, because the defense has been outstanding for us in the playoffs. We've got a really quick group, good team speed on defense, and they fly to the football. Don't make many mistakes. If they can do that, they'll keep us in, in any game.
Well, we've seen them fly to the football quite a bit here in this one. 3rd possession now for Ravenna. They'll try Luce again off left tackle, breaks 1 tackle and stumbles up for a couple of yards.
Take a look here, the swarming defense. These guys have been coming up all afternoon. Big plays. Both defenses have been very, very aggressive. A lot of hard hitting, a lot of heavy hitting going on this afternoon.
And there's the defense that the head coach, Michael Boyd, spoke of. 2nd down and 6 now for the Bulldogs. I formation. And this time the fullback will take it. That's Jeff Olson up for a couple of yards. Now we've got an update now on Jeff Grover, the split end who was taken out of the ballgame, an injured neck. And has just been taken out of the game as a precaution. And hopefully nothing too serious.
That's good news.
That is very good news. So it'll bring up a 3rd down now. 3rd and 5 for Ravenna. Two-step drop, and he is able to get it off to Luce, does Kearney, but Luce has nowhere to go. As again, that Panther defense is all over him.
Quick swarming defense. That time Kearney just took a 3-step drop. What happened was the penetration was there, and it really forced him to throw the football out of rhythm. And again, they were fortunate that there wasn't a catastrophe there, because Luce picked up that ball and was able to hold on to it.
Zach Birnbaum on the initial hit, and that means that the Bulldogs now will have to punt from deep in their own end. So Plott will kick for the Bulldogs, and flags fly.
Nouvel was stunning around there, and they got Ravenna to jump off sides.
There's the indication.
Foul, false start. 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
Oh, Dusty Fairfield certainly did not appreciate that call. And they'll try it again. Plot will punt from the end zone. High spiraling kick. Bo Hoffman unable to corral it at the 50. Loose football. Still on the ground, and Nouvel will cover it. Hoffman never seemed to get a beat on that ball, and Nouvel fortunate to hang on to it.
That was very high. It was a very tough punt to field, and again, took a good bounce there for Nouvel. They were able to scoop it up and not lose possession.
So the time running down in the first quarter. Panthers back on offense. First down 10, terrific field position. At their own 45-yard line. Ryan will throw. He'll try the far sideline, and it is caught. And another flag is down. Blair White hauls in the pass, but another flag.
2 flags. Three-step drop on rhythm. They got 2 receivers in the slot. Might be offensive pass interference.
I think it is. They're going to bring it back. Terrific catch by White. Randall Sale, the referee.
It's interference on the offense. 15-yard penalty. Lost it down. Second down. It's the end of the period.
And so that'll bring the first period to a conclusion. Division 6 with Nouvel and Ravenna. A quick start with a big return on the kickoff, but still scoreless after 1 quarter. Back here at the Silverdome, and a referee, Randall Sale. And evidently there was an untimed down.
The accepted penalty.
So there was an untimed down. It is second down. And then we'll have the end of the quarter. And second and very long, 25 to be exact. Trent Boyd is the lone setback. Ryan, 2-step drop will throw, lofts it up near sideline and almost hauled in by Steve Kretz. A diving attempt at the 40.
They came back with the same play to the other side.
And it almost worked. And so now that is the official end of the first quarter. And we officially now have 12 minutes in the books. And it's been a defensive battle early on in this one. Both defenses, I think, have come up big. We've seen Ravenna with some terrific field position in this ball game, but that Panther defense, John, really has stepped up.
They really have. I think they've risen to the occasion. We thought, especially with the start of this football game, there's going to be a lot of points put on the board early, but the defense of Ravenna has done a nice job. They've mixed up their coverages and schemes. They've come at Saginaw, and they've done an excellent job of keeping them off balance.
Well, here's the Wallside Windows road to the finals and the Silverdome here in Pontiac for Division 6. For Ravenna, a win over Monroe St. Mary in the semi. And they had to defeat, Saginaw Nouvel, the defending champs, Negaunee, last week to get here.
And they said, Coach Boyd said they really had a kind of a coming together with that game up there in the Superior Dome. They had 5,000 fans, and 5,700, about 5,000 were rooting against them, and they were up there for 3 days, and it was really kind of an us against the world mentality, and they came out of there with a victory, and it really brought their team together and gave them a lot of confidence.
Not to mention about 14 hours on the bus, 7 up and 7 down. And there's a lot of bonding time. So Nouvel will take over now on a 3rd and 25 to start the second quarter. And straight up the middle on the carry is Trent Boyd. He had plenty of running room across midfield before he's finally taken down inside the 45-yard line, close to the first down. JT Shutt finally brought him down on a big-time run for Trent Boyd.
Great call there by Saginaw. Just a little inside handoff to Boyd. Made a couple great moves, weaved his way through. Hey, when the passing game's being thwarted and stalled, you go to the run. Excellent job.
They needed 25. They got 26 on the carry by Trent Boyd. And now we'll see if the Panthers can pick up some momentum here. Ryan will hand off again. Boyd has another big hole. Inside the 30. Jukes to the 20. Down to the 10-yard line. Back-to-back runs by Trent Boyd, and Nate Kearney able to bring him down and perhaps save the touchdown.
Take a look again, another inside trap. Look at the left guard there, kick him out. Boyd gives him a nice little gap. Excellent move inside there, and that's really one of the things that makes Saginaw so difficult to defend is that they're such a great passing team, but they spread it out, and it gives some good lanes when you can get a trap block inside, and Boyd's very effective running inside.
So runs of 26 and now 37 yards on that last carry by Boyd. And the Panthers drop the football on the ground. A bad exchange between Ryan and Boyd, and I believe Ryan fell on it.
That time they came back with a little veer. Good penetration there by Ravenna that caused a confusion and a lot of congestion there at the point of attack. Take a look. He tried to pull that ball, and a little confusion on the handoff. Very fortunate to keep that football.
Josh Teeter defensively almost was able to come up with that ball for Ravenna. That'll bring up a 2nd and 12 now. Ball at the 14-yard line. Single setback again is Boyd. Boyd will take the handoff, met at the line of scrimmage, and stumbles forward for a couple of yards as the Bulldogs defense stiffens up a little bit. Craig Rao is on the stop. We look at Craig Rao. He is only a sophomore. He is 6'4", 275. And still some time to grow.
The big fella.
Even big on that last play. 3rd and 10 now for the Panthers. Ryan rolling out under pressure, and down he goes. Dan Luce from his linebacking position comes in to tackle Ryan for the loss.
Great call again by Ravenna. They're just sending the linebackers. Take a look at number 4, Dan Luce, blowing the gap. Just a great call. There's not much you can do there. You got to have somebody pick up Luce coming in.
And so on 4th down, the Panthers will go for it. Luce with a big play defensively. 4th and 21. And from the shotgun is Dan Ryan. Receiver in motion is Riffle. Ryan rolling right, looking downfield, fires, intercepted by Luce. To the 25-yard line, to the 26. And on a 4th down play, Dan Luce comes up with back-to-back big plays for the defense.
Well, I tell you, great play. He read that all the way from his linebacking position. It was just a little soft roll. Again, Luce was reading the quarterback's eyes. He just fouled the football, made a great break on it. Take a look here. You'll see Luce coming into the picture right there. Great pick.
And we'll see if that will turn the momentum now for Ravenna as they take over. 1st and 10. Pitch to Luce. He'll try the right side. Has a blocker. Cuts up across the 30-yard line. And rumbles to the 33. And a lost helmet in the process. Actually, it is a Luce helmet. Dan's helmet.
They better make sure he gets a little rest at halftime. He is doing everything out here.
Well, we were told we will call his number quite a bit in this ball game, and Dan Luce has been a workhorse on both sides of the football. It has been a defensive struggle to this point. 8.5 minutes to go in the first half. 2nd down and 4. And again, the Bulldogs out of the eye. Luce will get another carry, and he's dropped immediately at the line of scrimmage.
Good penetration there by the right side of the Saginaw line. Forced him to lose ground.
Numbers on Luce, 40 of those yards in the first quarter. And he's done it defensively as well. Luce earning his keep tonight. 3rd down and 4. On the fake, rolled out to the right. Kearney will run and taken down well short of the first down. James Harrison is in on the play to make the tackle. That'll bring up a 4th down. So both defenses continue to rule this one.
Harrison again making big plays. He made 2 huge plays in the first quarter and continuing that here in the second quarter.
So Jake Plant back to punt. And Reyes back to receive. Reyes at his 35 across the 40 and is able to fight his way to the 45-yard line. And that is where the Panthers will take over. Well, coming into this ball game, I know that Dusty Fairfield, the head coach at Ravenna, John, was really worried about how they would deal with this spread offense that the Panthers have been showing, because they haven't seen this type of offense in the playoffs at all.
They're dealing pretty well, if you ask me. They've had good adjustments. They're very aggressive. This has been a very good performance so far by Ravenna's defense.
And the senior Dan Ryan will throw on 1st down across the middle, incomplete. His intended receiver is Blair White, and yet another flag, and we'll have another interference call, it appears. White has been involved in a couple of plays with flags thrown now.
Again, the 3-step drop, a little slant route. A little contact there as the ball went by.
That's Andrew Kearney. He got his arm at his hip and was flagged.
Pass interference on the defense, 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic 1st down.
And so the Panthers is starting to air it out a little bit more. Ravenna really made no secret about the fact that their defense would try and keep pressure on Ryan. They would attack. They're not going to sit back. Inside handoff this time across the 40, inside to the 38-yard line. That Bulldog D has been very good as well. Dan Luce breaking loose for the big sack. Well, they have kept the pressure on Dan Ryan. Luce with an interception as well. And Dusty Fairfield said, you know what, we are going to keep pressure on him, and if we get blown out, so be it. And not a whole lot of offense in this one for both sides. 2nd down and 8. Throw had that one knocked down. Jake Plant charging in.
Good penetration here. Again, a 3-step quick drop. Plant getting his hands up, knocks that ball down. The linemen have to keep those guys' hands down, because especially on a 3-step drop, you just don't have the time, and you have to have a passing lane. You got to keep the defensive players' hands down.
And Plant can be very busy throughout the course of the game. And a tight end as well. He will punt, and a big defensive end play there.
Yeah, he's 6'4", too. That helps.
3rd down and 8 now for Dan Ryan. Single setback is Trent Boyd, and again defensive pressure, and down goes Ryan, and look who it is, Dan Luce.
Mr. Luce. Well, whenever you have a spread formation, you only have one back there to protect the quarterback, you're living dangerously. That time, not even a shot to get loose. He just shot the gap. The running back was lined up on the other side. He went to the right. Luce went to the left, and no shot for Ryan.
No fullback for protection, and the dead duck was Dan Ryan. So Dustin Kirshner will punt now for the Panthers. And Dan Luce back to receive. High kick. And they'll let it fall around the 20. And down inside the 20. Break of the action, a little bit over 5 minutes to go in the first half. Division 6. Ravenna and Nouvel still scoreless. Along with John Wangler, Mario and Pemba back at the Silverdome. Division 6 final. We're in the second quarter of a defensive battle here, and Ravenna will take over. The handoff to Lutz, who breaks free up the middle and struggles to hold on to the football, but barrels over the 30-yard line. They have been riding the horse all night long. Nick Hurd on the play defensively.
Take a look. He's a special back. Just a little isolation play. Little shallow cut. Keeps his legs churning. Almost lost the football, as Mario mentioned, but hung on. And real aggressive, tough run there by Dan Luce.
And chuck up another 13 yards for Dan Luce on that carry. Both teams have been able to move the football at times, but when the chips are down, both defenses have been able to come up with some big plays. Pitch back to Luce. Near sideline, he is wrapped up and brought down. Trent Boyd, from his defensive back position, able to wrap up Luce. No dice this time.
Take a look. Trent Boyd, all of a $170, coming up off the corner, making a big play there on Mr. Everything. Look at him coming to the screen, wraps him up. Good football play.
So we'll bring up a 2nd and 10 now for the Bulldogs. Olsen the fullback, Luce the tailback. Kearney will pitch. Luce will hand it off in the reverse. Flea flicker. Kearney looking to throw. Going long downfield into double coverage, and it is almost intercepted and knocked down. Nate Kearney, the younger brother of Andrew Kearney. Piazza and Reyes were there to break it up.
They were not fooled on that flea flicker. Little reverse, pitches it back to Kearney. He's got little brother running down the sidelines and throws it up. Didn't quite get as much on it as he would have liked, and very fortunate there for Ravenna that it wasn't an interception.
Well, that's going deep into the playbook, isn't it?
That's pulling it all out.
Little flea flicker off a reverse. 3rd and 11. And they'll hand it off to Luce up the middle, and he is knocked down across the 30 to the 32-yard line, where Ravenna will have to give up the football.
Take a look, Luce. I tell you, nice hit there at the end, but he always comes out the other side of the pile. It's one thing. You could tell a great back, and Dan Luce surely is. He's always leaning forward and coming up for that extra yard or two.
Beat Oskvaric on that last play, and Jake Plant will punt. Reyes will pick it up at his 31 and try for a return, but go absolutely nowhere. Well, get in-depth information and go behind the scenes with Hockey Town's heroes on each episode of Red Wings Weekly. See player features, the latest highlights, hockey instruction, and much more. Red Wings Weekly. It's Saturdays at 11 a.m. and it's right here on Fox Sports Net. And we've had some hard-hitting football inside the Silverdome here. Division 6 championship on the line. Still looking for our first score inside 3 minutes to go in the first half, and it's Panthers football. Taking the handoff, has nowhere to go, and Jake Plant, the big defensive end, comes in to nail him.
I tell you, your hat's really got to be off to the defensive coordinator there for Ravenna. They've done a great game plan. They're sticking to it. They're having tremendous success. A lot of pressure. That time, Jake Plant coming in off the corner, not fooled by the inside handoff, and they sack Ryan.
Also 7 on the play. That'll set up a 2nd and 17 now. Talk about Ryan being a dual threat. He rushed for 21, or passed for 21, rushed for 13 this year. Touchdowns, that is, and the ball is laid on the carpet and recovered by the Bulldogs. And a huge break for Ravenna on the turnover. Josh Teeter hauls it in.
Take a look. Some heavy hitting here at the end. Teeter making a great job to recover that fumble. Very opportunistic. Look at the big fella causing that fumble.
Well, Boyd's had a couple of big runs, but he coughed it up that time. And now Ravenna in terrific shape here as we approach the 2-minute mark in the first half. Split backfield. And Kearney will throw across the middle looking for Klotz, who makes the diving attempt and couldn't get it. The tight end, Jake Klott, was in the end zone and came up just a little bit short.
Nice call there. Whenever you get a sudden change, fumble or interception, to go right for the whole enchilada. They go deep off of play action and very close to hitting that pass. Nice ball, well-thrown ball. Just a little over big Jake Klott's outstretched arms.
2nd down and 10. Ravenna looking for the first score of this ball game. Kearney again will throw. He'll try the far sideline. That ball is caught by J.T. Shutt. Eludes one tackler and is finally hauled down inside the 15-yard line.
Very nice job there by Ravenna picking up the blitz. Both teams are coming at each other pretty good defensively. They've done an excellent job picking up the blitzes there by Nouvel.
Big time hits there to bring down Shutt. 1st and 10 for Ravenna. 1:30 to go in the half. Rolling to his left is Kearney. Still looking. He'll tuck the ball under inside the 10 to the 6. Drops the football and it is picked up. No, they're going to call it out of bounds. Weigel with the hit. Drew Weigel. And Nick Hurd thought he might be able to return that ball all the way down the sidelines. The officials will confer now. Nouvel thought they had themselves a fumble recovery heading the other way. Let's take a look.
Great play. Just a soft roll there by Kearney. Nice job getting outside, beating the pressure. Big hit coming up there. That was Boyd with that big hit.
Yeah, it was. Ball is loose there.
Big break there for Ravenna.
Huge break for Ravenna. 2nd down and a short 2, and timeout is called. So Nouvel will use one of their timeouts. I want to tell you what, Michael Boyd is none too happy. Right after that timeout was called, he walked about 10 yards out of the field and let the officials know about it. Well, still no score in this one here in Division 6. Other division action, Division 8. Detroit St. Martin de Porres had a little bit of trouble today, John, with Beale City, but hung on for the win.
Yeah, Beale City, I tell you, they showed up big and they caught the Porres, but the Porres hung in there and did a great job of getting the victory with Carlos Simpson.
How about Allen Guy? Big game for Rochester Adams as they walk all over Brother Rice, 28-7.
I want to congratulate my good friend Tony Petrito. Great job all season, Tony. Your first year at Rochester and coming up with a state championship. Our hats off to you.
Well, Ravenna trying to punch it in here as time winds down in the first half. Neither team has been able to score. It's been a defensive battle between Ravenna and Nouvel. 2nd down for the Bulldogs. The ball is at the 6-yard line. Kearney fakes the handoff, looking to the end zone. His throw is almost intercepted. Gabe Reyes almost came up with a diving pick.
That ball might have been tipped. Take a look here. Again, a little play action fake to loose. Trying to throw back to the weak side. He got hit as he threw. Huge play here for Ravenna.
And a huge play as well for the Panther defense. 3rd and a long one. We'll call it 2. Backfield in the eye, loose up the middle, and fighting for the first down, and has it.
Loose on the carry inside the 5.
Just straight ahead football there.
Yeah, inside the 5 is loose, nothing fancy there.
Nope. Man-on-man isolation.
Clock running down to a minute now in the second quarter. And this is what Ravenna has done well all season long, run the football. And again, the back's in the eye, loose the tailback. They will give it to him. He bulls forward toward the end zone and falls a little bit short down at the 1. And maybe inside the 1.
Inside the 1.
This part of the field is where a team like Ravenna's got an obvious advantage because they're used to running the football and power football straight ahead, where a team like Nouvel's more quick, throw the football, spread it out. So this really plays into Ravenna's hands.
And so Ravenna will take a timeout as they talk it over with 33 seconds to go. And you talk about advantages. And certainly most of these teams, John, do not play on the turf throughout the course of the season. But Nouvel going up to Marquette at the Superior Dome had a bit of an advantage in that they were able to play on the turf.
Exactly. Good point. As well as playing on the turf, being in a dome situation where it's louder and the sound reverberates more. And it doesn't matter where you're at. It's hard to recreate that type of noise and crowd effect. And that really, Coach Boyd thought that was a big help to these guys coming down here.
Meanwhile, Dusty Fairfield said, we didn't practice outside all week. There's no use practicing outside in the cold weather because you just can't simulate what it's like to play in the dome outside. And so they practiced all week in the gymnasium. And now a big play for the Bulldogs offense. Second and goal inside the 1-yard line, looking for the first score of the game. They'll give it to Luce, who dives into the end zone for the touchdown.
We got a flag.
Now the flag is down on the play. Luce diving into the end zone, and they're going to bring it back. So it would look to be our first score.
Illegal shift on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains down.
Well, that makes things a little bit more sticky now for the Bulldogs. We'll back him up 5 yards outside of the 5. Dusty Fairfield unhappy. Both coaches have not been very happy at specific calls in this first half. And now Nouvel wants a timeout.
Well, the chess game is on, Mario. They're both trying to make sure they got their best play against the other opponent's defense or offense, and very crucial. We thought this could have been a high-scoring game, but this is going to be a very tight, close to the vest. Just the way this thing is shaken out, both defenses are playing tremendous, and it's every play is important.
Well, and I think especially from the Nouvel side of things, Dusty Fairfield for Ravenna said, look, in the playoffs we have faced nothing but wing T teams offensively, and I don't know how my guys are going to respond here defensively, but we'll know early on if they can hang in the first couple of quarters, they'll have a chance to win this game.
Well, and the thing that they've done a great job is they put tremendous pressure on Dan Ryan. He's a great quarterback, a run-pass threat, but when you got a guy in your face or draped all over you all afternoon, it makes it very difficult. And that, to their credit, they've done just a great job of pressuring and keeping him under extreme pressure.
So the Bulldogs again will try and punch it into the end zone. The path has become a little bit more difficult now. Second and goal from inside the 6-yard line. And Kearney fakes the handoff, looks to the end zone, throws, Platt with a touchdown catch. The tight end, Jake Platt, has put the Bulldogs on the board.
I'll tell you, an excellent play, but I'll tell you, Trent Boyd he had a great break on that football. Take a look here. I know he wants this one back. Little play fake on a 2 tight end set. Look at that break. Oh my gosh. Great concentration there. Great concentration for the touchdown, but I'll tell you, Trent Boyd wishes he had that one back.
And the point after is blocked. It is no good. But Andrew Kearney to Jake Platt gives us our first score.
Nice job. Jake stayed with it. Unbelievable concentration. Great concentration. There's nothing harder than when a man goes right through the football and it all of a sudden appears, and he was able to focus and make that touchdown catch.
And the 4th of the season now for the big tight end, Jake Plant, who, as we mentioned, does it all. He is the punter, the defensive end, who's made a couple of big defensive plays in this one. And Andrew Kearney again took another big hit.
It's a tough kid. One thing that Coach Fairfield said about Andrew Kearney, you know, he does a lot of things well, but the one thing is he always gets the ball to one of their playmakers. He's got a real knack for making a big play and putting the ball in the right person's hands. And that, again, you saw right there getting the ball to Jake Plant for the big touchdown.
So with 20 seconds left in this first half, a 7-play drive. And Ravenna will kick it on the ground to hopefully prevent a big run back. And Bo Hoffman is corralled on the play at the 38-yard line, and that's where Nouvel will take over with not a whole lot of time in this first half. So Dan Ryan now will bring his offense out onto the field. Down by 6. And again, the single setback is Trent Boyd. Dual receivers on the near side. On first down, Ryan will throw. 3-step drop going deep across the middle of the field, and it is caught and brought down by Blair White. Oh, he couldn't hold on to it, though. Incomplete. White with a leaping attempt, and Andrew Kearney was there to make the play.
I tell you, they go after it. It doesn't matter. You know, they got half a field to go in 13 seconds. Good call, aggressive call, almost a huge catch. Nice effort on both parts.
So with 5 seconds left in the half now, more than likely our final play. And you can believe it again, Ryan will air it out. Instead, he hands it off. That'll take care of the first half. Trent Boyd is tackled, and the final play of the first half. It has been a defensive battle in this one. Coming in, we thought we might see some points on the board, but instead, the two defenses, for the most part, John, have really risen to the occasion here today.
They really have. I tell you, that's been the whole key, and you're talking about a high-powered offense. It's been kind of thwarted in Saginaw Nouvel, and then the defense, Saginaw's defense has done a good job really containing Dan Luce, who's averaging over 100 yards a game, and so your hats are off to both defenses, and now they got to go in at halftime and make adjustments offensively, and I'm sure we'll see some more points scored in the second half.
So the Ravenna Bulldogs looking for their 4th state title. Nouvel looking for their 1st. It has been tightly contested here at the Silverdome in Pontiac, but the Bulldogs able to take some shots early and hold on to finally punch it in. Dan Luce has been big in the first half, but the big scoring play to Jake Plant. 6-0 at half. Back at the Silverdome, we are through one half of the Division 6 final, and Ravenna with a late touchdown inside 30 seconds to go in the first half over Saginaw Nouvel. 6-0 in a defensive struggle between these two teams. It is always an exciting weekend here at the Silverdome on Thanksgiving weekend. 16 teams from around the state of Michigan vying for a title. We had 2 earlier today, which were crowned. We are trying to crown another one here in Division 6, and so far 6-0 in favor of Ravenna. And we talk about how this is such a great, great deal for all of these young kids to come around from all over this great state of Michigan. And the Thanksgiving weekend always brings out some of the great memories. Charles Rogers, the Detroit Lions wide receiver, talks about some of his great memories as a high schooler in Saginaw.
That's all she wrote. Saginaw High, champions.
This is a great feeling. One thing about you walking in the tunnel, and then, it's a team that's already out there playing, then hear your team come and just to see, you playing where the Lions used to play, state championship, that's something you can't take away. We had a lot of good group of guys that went to a lot of universities, playing with the Roy Mannings, the Jeremiah McLuhans, the Ron Stanleys, the Marquez Wellows, Terry Jackson, those are some names that, you know, we're going to remember for a lifetime because we all did it together. And we brought the championship to Saginaw. Then we all branched off and went our own ways and went to school. So
3rd and inches. And now they go up top looking for Charles Rogers. Rogers makes the grab at the 30, breaks one tackle down to the 15, 10-5, touchdown Rogers, 60 yards on the pass from Brandon Clark.
I remember it like it was yesterday. So it was 3rd and 1, and Brandon Clark threw me a fade pattern, and I broke 2 tackles and went like, 60 yards maybe, 70 yards. And once I reached the end zone, it was a great feeling. I'm like, man, I'm scoring where Barry Sanders scored, Herman Moore, Johnny Moore, and et cetera. So, the feeling of that touchdown was priceless. I'm ready for the next young superstar to come up where he can get the same type of notoriety I did and hopefully go to a big university school and make some positive out of it. Once you get to high school, it's more organized football. That's where it starts, That's where you get your discipline, your teamwork, and you got some good coaches. And so when you go from high school to college, that's a moment. You cherish each moment differently, and it shows good things and it shows good signs that you're moving in the right direction when you go from 5,000 to 50,000 to 70,000. So you can't complain. And, you just enjoying the moment. I wish every kid could go to a championship, play in the Silver Dome. But they can, but the kids that go there, I know it's an enjoyable moment and they remember it for a lifetime.
As the Saginaw High Trojans are the 1999 Division II champions.
Well, for Charles Rogers, he's had a lot of great moments in his career, starting at Saginaw High, going on to be a All-American at Michigan State, and then eventually a first-round pick of the Detroit Lions. A lot of great memories, but maybe his best memories as a high schooler here at the Silverdome, Saginaw High. What a career for Charles Rogers, and we're looking to make more memories here tonight. We are at half of Division VI, and the Ravenna Bulldogs, the late touchdown of the first half, lead it over Saginaw Nouvel. Welcome back to the Silverdome at the half of the Division VI title game. The Ravenna Bulldogs, the late score, leading the Saginaw Nouvel Panthers. 6-0 is our score. We have crowned 2 champions, looking for another champion here, the third of the day. This one in Division VI, and plenty of highlights to look at this one, John. We've had some pretty good defense on both ends.
Well, I tell you, that's really been the key here. Take a look, a big sack there. Again, coming through Dan Luce, making a huge stop there on Dan Ryan. Offensively, we started the game with the quarterback, Andy Kearney, making a huge run to set up great field position, and then Nouvel's defense stiffened and they came away with no points. Here Kearney hitting Plant, big play for the touchdown. Defensively here, Harrison coming up, making a huge stop on the option. Again, stopping the big guy there for no gain. And here we go. How's it like to feel to be a quarterback looking up at the Silverdome sky there?
You've had a few of those days, not too many of them, I would assume. But a hard-hitting first half. And the team from just outside of Muskegon, Michigan, Ravenna, holding on to the 6-0 lead at halftime.
Okay.
Well, you can't come to a state championship final unless you paint your face. And you've got to paint your face. Some of the Ravenna and some of the Nouvel faithful in attendance here at the Silverdome. It's been a very, very defensive first half in this one as Ravenna holds on to the lead 6-0. Let's check out our Bell Tire stat of the game, or stats we should say. And one of the things that we talked about, John, that high-powered offense.
Take a look there. 0 yards passing there for Saginaw. I mean, that is an amazing statistic right there. I mean, that really tells the story. Offensively, that they to shut down a passing attack like that to no yards is unheard of.
Seen some penalties as well, a total of 7 between the two teams, and the rushing yards also in favor of Ravenna, and Dan Luce has been the recipient of most of those. But offensively, both teams have been able to move the ball on occasion, but then the defense just seems to stiffen up.
They've had huge, big plays on both sides. Guys have risen to the occasion, and whenever it looked like there was a scoring opportunity, somebody's come up big and made a play. the pressure that's been put on Dan Ryan by Ravenna's defense has been outstanding, and that's really been the key, is that they've not let him get into a rhythm and feel comfortable. So you can bet the coaching staff there at Saginaw is working on some adjustments, maybe keep a back in, something to allow him to have some time to throw the football.
Well, one half in the books here at the Silverdome, Division 6, with Ravenna up by 6-0 score. Head coach Dusty Fairfield, the Ravenna Bulldogs, coming back to the field in a 6-0 ball game here at half, and we talked about how they were really worried about the spread offense of Nouvel. And Dusty Fairfield said, you know what, we got to make sure that we keep a lot of pressure on Dan Ryan, and so far we've seen just that in the first half.
We have got to put pressure on their quarterback. He is one of the finer quarterbacks in the state of Michigan. He's got great running skills, and you know, people will talk to you about all the different coverages that they would use against this team, but the bottom line is this guy can hurt you with his feet as much as he can with his arm.
They have made it uncomfortable for that young man. Dan Ryan, no passing yards, 0 for 7 with 1 interception. You see his yards per game this season, a little over 180 a game. And so it's been a tough first half for that young man and for Nouvel as they continue to trail in this one by a score of 6-0. But they do have a high-powered offense, that spread offense, and we know that they can put points on the board.
Well, you're talking about a great athlete. Not only is he a great football player, he's a high Division I baseball prospect as a center fielder. And, you know, you're not going to keep him bottled up all afternoon here. You know, throwing for, you know, he accounted for, you know, close to 5,000 yards or, you know, 3,000 yards in total offense this year. He's going to find a way, and you can bet that they've made whatever adjustments they had to at halftime to get this kid free.
Meanwhile, Dan Luce just had a shot of him, had 65 yards on the ground. He has been a key for the Ravenna Bulldogs in this first half. And as we mentioned, the defense has ruled. We're at halftime. We'll be back with the second half kick. 6-0 Ravenna. Back at the Silverdome, just about ready to start the third quarter, and Dusty Fairfield's Ravenna Bulldogs holding on to that 6-0 lead. And for those of you wanting to know a little bit about our friends from Ravenna, located in the northeast corner of Muskegon, and how about a little Ravenna trivia here? 19 miles east of Muskegon, a population of just over 1,200, John. Not a big town.
No.
And they are home of the largest dairy farm in Michigan and the Swanson Pickle Company.
That's what I liked. I'm very impressed with that Swanson Pickle Company.
And there you have it. All you wanted to know about our friends from Ravenna, Michigan. And that young man there is thankful for Fox Sports Net on a Thanksgiving weekend here at the Silverdome. It's been a great day of football, and we are looking for a great second half. The fans are out in force here for both schools. Well, Michael Boyd looking for a better second half out of his charges. You see that he has the eye black on. All of the coaches are wearing the eye black for the Nouvel Panthers. It's something they have started in the playoffs. And sort of a team unity thing, I would imagine.
You got to have that male bonding.
There you go.
Come on.
As if that trip up to Marquette wasn't enough. How about you, John, on your teams in high school or even in college? You guys have any traditions that you might be able to think back on?
You know, a lot of guys would get real short haircuts there for the start of the season, but by the end of the year, back in the 70s, it got a little shaggy. So we'd start off pretty clean, but by the end, it got a little shaggy.
Well, Nouvel will receive the football to start the second half, and we are underway. The up man is able to take it at the 30. And finally ridden down. It's Bo Hoffman. And so they kept it away from Reyes, the deep man, and Hoffman is able to bring it back. And the Nouvel Panthers will start their first offensive series of the second half at the 28-yard line. Dan Ryan looking for better numbers. In fact, looking for some numbers here in the second half. He's been held to 0 passing yards. And for this spread offense, that's something that they have not been able to, or have been used to seeing this season. Trent Boyd is a single setback, and Ryan on first down will hand off. Boyd is wrapped up just about at the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of 1. Terry Turner initially in on the hit. Paul Wright also there to help in on the play.
Second and 8.
Turner, the big 6'3", 255-pound senior. A gain of 2 on the play. Second and 8. Ryan with a quick throw on the near sideline. That's incomplete. Steve Pretz, the intended receiver. Jake Plott got his big mitts up again. He has been a force from that defensive end position for Ravenna. And he has hassled Ryan all day long.
He's really been a distraction. You know, 6'4", coming off the corner there. They got to find a way to get his arms down because it's been tough for Dan Ryan to find a lane to throw the football.
Third down, 8 yards to go now for a Nouvel first down. Ryan back to pass, under pressure, drops it off, and it's intercepted. Jake Plott, the defensive end, stuck that big mitt up again and comes down with the INT.
I tell you, they tried to set up a screenplay. We're going to isolation here. Beautiful read there by big Jake Plott. He saw what was being set up there, a screenplay, tipped it, played it perfectly, came up with a huge interception. Yeah, just a great athletic play, very, very, very well read.
And so Plott makes the interception. Now he will line up as the tight end. He already has a touchdown pass in this ball game. Pitch back to Dan Luce. They'll try the far side and it's wrapped up for no gain. And again, the Nouvel defense corralling him. Zach Birnbaum and Drew Weigel there in tandem.
That first series of the second half is so important to set tempo and, you know, kind of get things back on the right track. It was just a huge, huge play there for Ravenna to come up with a big stop like that and set some tempo and really come out the second half making a statement.
We've talked about this Nouvel defense and their linebacking core. All seniors, Birnbaum, Harrison, and Weigel have all played well in this one. Rolling out to his left, Kearney looking at the near sideline, intercepted, and room to run. Gabe Reyes down to the 25-yard line before he's finally ridden out of bounds.
Well, take that. Gabe Reyes doing the same thing there to Ravenna that was just done to Saginaw. Great read, step back. The one thing you cannot throw is an outcut to the flat late. And that time, great break there by Gabe Reyes. Huge interception to put those guys back on track.
And Reyes motors 54 yards to set up the Panthers offense.
You're going down here, White.
Straight up the middle is Trent Boyd for very little gain, if any. Set up a second down. Jake Plott is there to make the play. Well, we've seen in this game several big plays. We saw the early return on the opening kick by Kearney. The interception by Reyes in the return, yet there still hasn't been a whole lot of offense to speak of. Boyd the setback. The lone setback. Ryan rolling left. Still rolling. He'll uncork it toward the end zone and caught at the 1-yard line. Craig Riffle. A sliding play near the goal line.
Here we go. Just a soft roll to the field. That time Ryan did a nice job as a right-handed quarterback just dropping that ball into Riffle. That's a very, very tough pass when you're rolling to your left as a right-hander and have to come back in and drop that ball. And Riffle did a great job settling in that zone there, knowing exactly what he had to do. Came up with a huge reception.
Ryan has spread it around, at least for his intended receivers. Riffle comes up with a catch straight up the middle. And no running room for Trent Boyd. So Nouvel now trying to pound it in on the first down carry, but Boyd, who had a couple of long runs in that first half, is stuffed. JT Shutt was there to make the play.
Well, you know, Saginaw used to be more of a power team under Coach Smokey Boyd, and it's been an evolution now with Coach Mike Boyd into a more wide-open passing team. So it's been a little different as the years have progressed. Now they're a wide-open passing team, and it's tough to be a power team inside the 20s.
They have adapted their philosophy. Ryan will keep it and roll in for the touchdown. He can beat you with his arm, that time with his legs.
Here it is, a sprint option, just coming down the line. Options the outside linebacker, Plant, cuts it up. Excellent play by a big-time player.
And so Dustin Kestner now will try and tack on the extra point. On the hold from Dan Ryan. And Nouvel will take the lead. So an impressive drive for the Nouvel Panthers, which was set up by one very big play. The interception by Reyes. He rumbles 54 yards to set up the score. Well, the Panthers turn a big turnover into 6, literally, as Dan Ryan rumbles in from 1 yard, and Dusty Fairfield now trailing for the first time this afternoon. Kestner will kick off and lays it on the ground. Across the 40 to the 40-yard line. The up-back returns. They kept it away from Dan Luce, who is the deep man. There's a scramble on the field. Nouvel is saying that they have the football, but not so. Jay Eastway, one of the up-backs, was able to bring that one forward. And so Andrew Kearney now trails for the first time in this one. Well, we've talked, John, about how this Nouvel team, even though they struggled with the pass in the first half, they hit that one big pass play, and it shows the type of strikeability they have.
They are a high-powered offense, and it's going to be a real challenge for Ravenna to keep them down in the second half.
Now Ravenna trying to regain the form that they had. Luce goes up the middle and gains about 4 or 5 yards. Trying to steal that momentum back from Nouvel. It'll bring up a second down. Birnbaum in on the tackle. A senior-laden defensive core as far as the linebackers are concerned. All three seniors. High formation for Kearney. Again, Luce, this time off right tackle. He is up near the first down marker, near midfield.
Nothing fancy. They're just moving the chains, going off tackle or isolation. Going with their big boy.
Nick Hurd on the play defensively. We'll bring up a 3rd and short now for Ravenna. And now a timeout taken by Ravenna. So it's a big 3rd down play, and Dusty Fairfield will talk it over now. Well, the Pontiac Challenge Cup is presented every Friday on the early edition of the Detroit Sports Report. It's a half hour devoted to the events and athletes involved in the new all-sports competition between Michigan and Michigan State. DSR Pontiac Challenge Cup edition, Fridays at 6:30 right here on Fox Sports Net. Well, Nouvel coming back with a touchdown early on here in the second half to take their first lead of the game. 7-6 now over Ravenna. And the Bulldogs on a very important 3rd down play here have decided to call timeout and talk it over. Dusty Fairfield has been to the Silverdome 4 times. 3 championships in his back pocket. And looking for another. Bulldogs winners in 94 and then back-to-back in 96 and 97. Third and 1 now for the Bulldogs. High formation backfield. Luce, who else? Up the middle. It's going to be close. I don't think he got it.
Big stop there on the left side.
And again, Zach Birnbaum coming in from his linebacking position.
An isolation out of the power eye. Birnbaum coming up. Their leading tackler making a huge stop there, and I believe
Drew Weigel also in on the play.
They're going to go for it.
They will go for it on 4th and 1. Luce has the first down this time. They showed a 3-man backfield. Zach Birnbaum is able to trip him up.
I've been very impressed with Dusty Fairfield's aggressiveness, both offensively and defensively. It's a big call and big first down there for Ravenna.
Big game for Luce, 77 yards. Well, Fairfield has been somewhat of a riverboat gambler. I mean, he has talked about how we're here to win this game. He has employed a fake punt 3 times this year in their own part of the field. He's been successful all 3 times. He's not afraid to dare to win. Trouble for Kearney, and down he goes. Pete Oskvaric, the big defensive end, 6'2", 200-pounder, 7 sacks to lead his team this year.
Watch Oskvaric coming off the corner there. That time, no chance really for completion. There was good coverage out there, so he hesitated and gave Oskvaric a chance to sack him.
So ring up sack number 8. 2nd and long now for Ravenna. Kearney hands off to Luce, follows the blocker and gets to midfield, and not a whole lot more than that. Tackled in bounds to keep the clock running. And again, Birnbaum, who has been very busy, also in on the play.
Here's Birnbaum for the tackle. Look at him from a linebacker position, just scraping, filling that hole, going sideline to sideline. Him and Boyd coming up, making a big stop. Good team defense.
So 3rd and long now, 3rd and 11 for Ravenna. Backfield in the eye. Kearney with a pitch back to Luce. Has some running room on the right side. Across the 50, down to the 45, and he'll be short of the first down. Boy, those linebackers closed in on Luce very quickly. It looked like he had a lot of open room on the far sideline. And again, Birnbaum is there. Boy, he had a busy series.
Well, they are very, very aggressive, going sideline to sideline. That time, with that option, nice job running it down. And Luce, to his credit, was able to level off and pick up a few yards, but he took all he had to get that.
Well, they won on 4th and 1. They will go on 4th and 4. Nope, they will punt. They will punt. And Plant will punt the football. Raises deep. And they're going to let it roll, and down it inside the 5. It rolls out of bounds at the 2. That's a clutch punt there for Plant.
Plant has made some huge plays today, that being as big as any of them. Great kick.
Well, all officials share these common interests, a love of kids and a love of sports. If you enjoy working with kids and love sports, then becoming a registered high school game official is a great way to get involved. For more information, visit mhsaa.com. An integral part of the championship weekend here at the Silverdome, the officials. Well, they're backed up, are the Panthers now. 1st and 10 at their own 2-yard line. And nothing fancy with Trent Boyd.
They're just trying to get some breathing room here. Come out, at least get a first down so they can have a little room to run that spread offense.
Defensive end Jake Plant there to make the stop. Good afternoon for Boyd. A majority of his 75 yards came on a couple of long runs in that first half. 2nd and 9 now for Dan Ryan. Barking out instructions. Another handoff up the middle, and Ravenna waiting for it. As again, Boyd is bottled up. Terry Turner on to make the play. It's 77, 6'3", 255-pound senior Terry Turner. And so third down now, and if Ravenna can hold here, they should get good field position. Boyd is the lone setback, and Ryan will throw across the middle, incomplete. There was some contact. Blair White, the intended receiver, and Andrew Kearney was there to break it up.
Great play there by Kearney. He read that the whole way, trying to run a slant pass. Three-step drop by Boyd. Just a little slant by the slot receiver. Kearney made a great break. He was right there, was not fooled at all. Just a big-time play.
And now Ravenna stands to get the ball in pretty good shape here. Kessner will punt, and Dan Luce back to receive it. Luce lined up inside the 35. End over end punt. Luce will field and immediately is hit. And down he goes. Nick Hurd first on the scene to drill him to the ground. Well, how about the city of Saginaw? Saginaw Nouvel and the Panthers in town for this championship game. A lumbering town founded in the 1800s. The largest producer of beans and sugar beets in the United States. And John, I'll bet you didn't know that.
Well, we got the pickles covered now. We got the beets. And we're all set.
We are all set for Thanksgiving dinner. First down for the Bulldogs. Straight up the middle. This is the fullback, Jeff Olson. Breaks a tackle and is finally ridden down inside the 10-yard line. They have been going to Luce all day long. This time it's Olson. Drew Weigel drove him down.
Excellent changeup. Just an inside trap there to Olson. Just a great quick hitter off the left side. They popped a nice crease. Big play there for Ravenna.
And only a sophomore, Jeff Olson, comes up big there with a 27-yard gain. First and goal now for the Bulldogs. Luce on the carry. Maybe a couple of yards. Zach Birnbaum again gets his name called.
Number 4, Dan Luce, was knocked down by Birnbaum.
That'll set up a second down.
Hey, I'm not the brightest guy, but when you got your fullback at $150 and the tailback at $170, usually that's the other way around.
It usually is, isn't it?
That was a great little surprise move there by Olson, popping that hole. And you can see why he's in there. Nice move for a sophomore.
Second and goal at the 7.
Well, it's second and goal now from the 7-yard line. Olson and Luce in the I formation. They fake to Olson, hand off to Luce. No running room at all as Nouvel was waiting for it. Drew Weigel blew that one up. And Luce has found the yards a little bit more tough to come by here in the second half.
They've done some nice adjustments there at halftime. They're a bright bunch of kids, Saginaw. There's a bunch of, the vast majority of them are three-point students, so they have some good schemes, and these kids pick it up very quickly.
So third and goal now. Kearney the handoff to Luce, and again, nowhere to go. Hit behind the line of scrimmage, Birnbaum again. Boy, has he had a half.
Coming from his linebacker position, not fooled at all. No one picked him up. He came right through. He's been draped all over Luce his whole half.
Leading tackler this year is Zach Birnbaum with 96 of them. And so Nick Jackson now will try the field goal. Not before the end of the quarter. So Dusty Fairfield has watched his team get back in position. Olson with a long run will set up a field goal attempt when we come back. Back at the Silverdome as we start the fourth quarter, and Nick Jackson will try and put Ravenna back in the lead with a field goal attempt. The kick is straight. It is good, and Ravenna has the lead.
He drilled it. Line drive. Nice kick there by Nick Jackson.
So Ravenna back in the lead, 9-7. And the 29-yard field goal. Well, Ravenna back in the lead, looking for another state championship. They have had 3 under Dusty Fairfield, and we'll flash back to one of those in 1997, a 48-26 win over Decatur in Class C. Nick Sladek with a TD run, and also Willie Rollison with a touchdown run as well, as Ravenna beat Decatur 48-26 to win the Class C title in 1997, one of the 3 that Dusty Fairfield has garnered. And Ravenna will kick. Reyes will field at his 10, across the 20, upfield to the 35, and is finally taken down. A good run back over the 40-yard line to the 41. So Nate Kearney in on the play to stop him.
Weren't you telling me earlier, little brother of Andrew Kearney, sophomore, brought up to varsity, and they were wishing they may have brought him up earlier in the season after he had those big 2-touchdown reception game against Constantine in the playoffs.
He did indeed, and Dusty Fairfield said, why did I not bring him up earlier? Just a sophomore. But Nick Jackson's field goal has put Ravenna back in the lead, and now Dan Ryan brings the offense back out in great field position. Straight handoff to Boyd, and nowhere to go. Josh Teeter, the linebacker, or the nose guard rather, straight up the middle. And Terry Turner, the defensive tackle.
Take a look here. Great penetration there by Teeter. Excellent. Off a slant, middle guard slant, did a great job getting in the hole. Big stop.
2nd and long now, 2nd and 12. At the 39, Ryan rolling right. Looking downfield. He'll let go of the football and overthrow his intended receiver, Craig Riffle.
It's a tough throw. They had him on a rollout to the right. 2 receivers there to the right-hand side. One doing a post, one doing a banana to the outside. He had to throw that ball about 40 yards on the run. It's a difficult pass to complete.
And it was Riffle that hauled in that big pass that set up the first touchdown and the only touchdown for Nouvel. Only 1 for 12, a 25-yard gain, the only completion that Ryan has. It's 3rd and 12 now. Play action. On the run is Ryan, still on the run, and down he goes. Craig Rao, the sophomore, chases him down from behind.
Hey, there's some great footwork on Big Rao there. I got to give him credit. That sophomore did an excellent job of running down Dan Ryan, which is no easy task. Take a look here. A bootleg to the right. Pressure here. Rao coming up from his defensive tackle position and runs down Ryan. Great play by the sophomore.
Boy, Ravenna has gotten some contributions from a couple of sophomores. Nate Kearney and now Rao. And Kessner will punt. And again, the deep man is Dan Luce. He'll let this one roll. And he'll pick it up at the last second and be driven into the turf. Sometimes the pace to just let the ball roll. That can be a dangerous play. He picked up that ball late and was hit by a whole host of defenders.
I like his guts and his aggressiveness, but I'm not sure that well, he got away with one there, believe me.
Well, the offense has opened up a little bit from the early goings in this ball game. Back at the Silverdome as the Division VI champion is about 10 minutes away from being crowned. It's 9-7 Ravenna, and the Bulldogs have the football. Kearney at his own 25, hands off to Luce. Little opening on the left side. And he's driven down by Gabe Reyes.
One thing about the style that Ravenna plays, these guys could go on an 8-minute drive and grind the ball and run the football and just pick up first down after first down, which really is the kind of offense it's set up to be, as opposed to, Saginaw. They got to have the football, they got to score quick, and really this plays into Ravenna's hands at this point in the game.
Clock winding down, 9.5 minutes to go, and Ravenna hoping for a long enough drive here to chew up the clock, put some more points on the board. And the tailback loose, has more running room, a first down and a whole lot more across the 40-yard line. Trent Boyd is finally able to bring him down.
That offensive line, take a look. The offensive line is starting to really get some movement there, and they're opening up some huge holes there for Dan Luce, who doesn't need much. He's running real strong with the football, stays in bounds, keeps the clock moving. Just the type of football that Ravenna wants to play.
And an even 100 yards now for Luce, who had a good first half, was bottled up in the third quarter, but has come on late in this game. They'll try Luce again, nowhere to run. And he is met initially by Pete Ostveric.
Good penetration there by Ostveric. The second time this half that he's made a big play behind the line of scrimmage. Good penetration.
And Luce remains on the ground. He was shaken up on that play. Well, we saw Jeff Grover, the senior split end, leave the game earlier with an injury in the first quarter, and now Luce, their big-time tailback and defender as well, goes down.
Here we go. Big penetration there.
He had twisted an ankle.
About 3 guys had him there. He was still fighting for extra yardage.
Well, it looks like the right knee they are taking a look at. Yeah, you can see that right knee just buckle under the pressure of the defenders.
Ostveric had him there by the leg, and he was getting hit up on top going the other way, and a lot of.
Well, he's had a big day as Luce, rushing for 100 yards. And as we mentioned early on, was moving behind that offensive line, was battled up a bit to start the second half, but has turned it on, and this is one injury that certainly the Bulldogs can ill afford. So Dan Luce continues to be tended to on the field. Ravenna holding on to a slim 9-7 lead. Well, a tough scene for the Ravenna Bulldogs. Dan Luce is helped off the field, and it doesn't look like he may return to this one. A knee injury apparently has taken him out of the ball game. And in a 9-7 game, with about 8 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the fourth quarter, the Bulldogs will need some additional help now. Carney looking to throw out on the flat. Caught there by J.T. Shutt. Has the first down and more. Still on his feet and ridden out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
Another gutsy call there by Ravenna, Coach Fairfield.
Weigel and Boyd on the play. That is a huge first down.
Just a little play action fake to the tailback. Nice little soft roll, out cut there. Great pitch and catch.
Well, it looks like the running game now will be dependent upon Jeff Olson, who had the big run earlier in this game, and Josh Teeter, both listed at fullbacks. Number 3 is Olson. He will switch to tailback now. In the 3-man backfield, that's Teeter, the fullback, rumbling up the middle and breaking tackles to the 31.
Mario, it's becoming apparent that that offensive line for Ravenna is really starting to open some holes and really starting to wear down the defensive line of Saginaw.
And here's just another great example, a big hole there for Josh Teeter.
And some tough running there by Josh Teeter.
4 seniors on that offensive line. Josh Teeter, also a linebacker. And with the loss of their leading rusher, Dan Luce, the Bulldogs hoping that the backups can pick up the pace. Looked like Nouvel wanted timeout, but they will not give it to them. And they are called back on the field in the meantime. And they continue to look at Dan Luce on the sideline. And you can just tell by the look on his face that I don't think he's coming back into this game.
He's in a lot of pain. He's a tough kid. He took a lot of shots today, and he kept bouncing back up. And you really hope it's not too serious.
Handoff straight up the middle. And again, the fullback, Josh Teeter. Brought down again by Zach Birnbaum. And a first down for Ravenna. Well, what a drive this has been as they try and eat up the clock here and maybe culminate it with a score.
It's exactly what they needed, and so far they're running it to perfection, hitting a couple key first downs. Even with the loss of their best player, they're having a tremendous drive.
They've had to battle injuries all season long, have the Bulldogs, and they've had to battle 2 more in this game. One to their best tailback. That time Teeter has no running room. Birnbaum again on the takedown.
What I've liked about Ravenna, they've mixed it up nicely. Their coach Fairfield has not had any qualms about throwing the football on tough situations. He's done a really good job trying to keep Saginaw off balance defensively.
You know, Dusty Fairfield has said that they've had more dominant teams certainly in the history of Ravenna, but this team plays with a ton of heart. They have won so many close ball games. They just find a way to win. And they are trying to put together a long drive here and keep the clock running. Pitch back. Olsen looking for some running room. Flag down and taken down is Jeff Olsen. Birnbaum again in on the play. And it'll go against Ravenna. Here's the call from Randall Sale.
Illegal block below the waist on the offense. 15 yards from the end of the run. Remains second down.
Just an option coming to the field there. Trying to get Olsen outside. You're not allowed to hit below the waist there outside in the zone.
So second and very long now for Ravenna. High formation in the backfield. Kearney on the delay to Olsen. Straight up the middle for a couple of yards. So Olsen trying to pick up the pace with Luce on the sidelines now. He's had a big run in this ball game, just a sophomore. 5'9", 150. Josh Teeter had been the starting fullback for a majority of the season. Olsen getting the call as the starting fullback in this one, and now taking over for Luce as the tailback. 3rd and 24 now. Big defensive play here for the Panthers.
Here they come.
Olsen has some running room across the 30, and he is finally taken down. It'll be short of the first down, well short.
Good call again by Ravenna. It was a sprint draw. Nice delayed handoff. They caught him in a blitz, which was the right call against the right defense, and worked out very well there for Ravenna.
Well, and it keeps the clock rolling here. Olsen lost his shoe. And all Dan Luce can do is watch from the sidelines. This has to really hurt. 4th down. And Ravenna will go for it on 4th and 12. And another flag. This one will go against the Bulldogs as well.
Coach is not happy about that one.
No, he had some choice words for Andrew Kearney.
That changes the whole complexity here. Now they're going to try and punt the football.
So Plott will punt it. And try and angle it inside the 10. And they'll let it roll. And a good punt indeed. They will down it at about the 10-yard line. So the penalty changed it to a much longer fourth down play, and Dusty Fairfield decided let's punt it away and pin back the Panthers offense.
Plott has had two beautiful punts. Two punts that have gone inside the 10-yard line. Just a great weapon, and very, very difficult to execute, and he's done a tremendous job today.
Well, at the high school level, you are called upon many times to do so many different things. As Dan Luce tries to walk it off, clearly unhappy, clearly disappointed. And Ryan rolling right, under pressure, and down he goes. He gets rid of the football, and it's up for grabs and intercepted. And a flag goes down. JT Shutt with a pickoff. It looked like he was in the grasp, and Ryan just got rid of it from the end zone.
Well, he was under tremendous pressure again on a little soft roll. What he was trying to avoid was the safety. Probably, of course, he wished he would have had this one back again.
It's a penalty against Ravenna.
Very dangerous play, and he got caught on that one. Trying to make something happen and avoid the safety. You should never throw when you're that off balance.
After the interception, there was an illegal block in the back on the return. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
Well, the interception will stand, and they will mark it from the spot of the foul, the illegal block. And a big interception for Ravenna. The Bulldogs will take over now. And again, we'll try and work the clock. Three-man backfield for Andrew Kearney. Fullback Teeter straight up the middle, has running room inside the 20, and then is driven back.
Just straight ahead football. Take a look here. Just a little dive to the fullback. Nice cutback. Very nice shallow cut there by Teeter. Great job holding on to the football, picking up some yardage.
El Piazza met him head on and drove him back. Teeter and Olsen have become so important with loose out. There's the handoff again to Teeter. And the ball came loose. Panthers say it's their football, but I believe it's called down. And the Bulldogs will hold on to it as the clock continues to run. And it is stopped now as Nouvel gets a timeout. Let's take a look.
There you go. Yeah.
Well, the Bulldogs looking for their fourth championship. They have a 2-point lead in what has been a defensive battle for most of the day. And one of the previous championships for Ravenna happened in 1994 as we take you back to another flashback. 43-7 win over Schoolcraft on a day in which Benny Clark had a couple of touchdown runs for Ravenna. And the Bulldogs, the champs in 94. 3.5 minutes away from doing it again.
Looking to hold on here.
And so the Bulldogs now will bring it to the line of scrimmage. And a third down play. Olsen, the tailback, has a first down and more inside the 10 to the 6-yard line. Jeff Olsen, the sophomore, with a terrific run.
Terrific run and a terrific hole. Here we go. Look at the right side there. Look at Olsen following that block. Great hole, great acceleration by the sophomore. Just a tremendous football play at the right time in the football game.
And that line continues to dominate here in the fourth quarter. This is exactly what Ravenna wanted here, to run time and put themselves in a position to put another score on the board. Teeter takes the handoff, goes straight ahead, and is in the end zone for the touchdown. Josh Teeter has given the Bulldogs 6 more.
Again, right back, a simple dive to the fullback. Smash mouth football at its best. Here we go. Teeter making a good shallow cut again. This drive has been Josh Teeter and Olsen doing a great job running the football inside with some huge holes.
Nick Jackson will try the extra point, but a timeout first has been called by Nouvel.
Well,
so with under 3 minutes to go and Dan Luce on the sideline, what an effort by these Bulldogs.
They've done a great job, and I tell you, you look at this is a very, very key extra point. They're going to be coming at them with everything they got, because it's an 8-point difference right now, and if they can block this extra point, they have a shot of a 1-score game.
A very huge extra point. Well, there has to be mixed emotions right now for Dan Luce. He has to feel so disappointed in that he was such a big part of the first 3.5 quarters and then to leave, but his teammates have picked him up.
And that's the mark of a great team, is when one guy goes down, you got another guy who moves from fullback to tailback and steps up and fills in. That shows the kind of program that they have there at Ravenna with Coach Fairfield.
And Teeter's second touchdown of the year, his biggest, and the extra point is good. And that'll make it a 9-point game. So Josh Teeter, who had been the starting fullback this year, comes up big in this game. And some bruising runs to help eat up the clock. And then eventually Teeter able to punch it into the end zone for the score.
He's a punishing runner. I tell you, he keeps his shoulders low, he keeps his feet moving. Nice job there by Josh Teeter.
Nine-point lead now for Ravenna, with under 3 minutes to go. And Jackson will kick it off and squib it on the ground. Returned beyond the 40-yard line by Blair White. And that's where Nouvel will take over. We have talked all day long about how Dusty Fairfield has said his kids will not be intimidated coming into this situation. They are from a small town. And when you get to the Silverdome, many times you're taking on teams that have a big reputation, but no intimidation today.
Not in the least. They came out throwing their best punch from the first quarter on, and they haven't stopped. And, it's been a tough day there for Dan Ryan, and we'll see what it's all about right here. This is the drive. If there's a team that can score quickly, it's Saginaw Nouvel.
Ryan looking to throw. Hits his receiver for a gain over the 50-yard line. And that's Dustin Kestner.
It's only the second completion of the day, which is amazing. I mean, just
JT shut on the play defensively. Well, Ravenna said, we will attack Ryan. We will not sit back and let him pick us apart. We will come after him. And if we get blown out, so be it. Well, it's been anything but that today. Ryan back to throw. And another completion out to the 40-yard line. Nate Kearney on the tackle. So another first down for Nouvel. Steve Kretz on the reception. And in the hurry-up mode now are the Panthers, with the clock winding down, closing in on 2 minutes. And Ryan will down it to stop the clock. So they need a quick score here. And then they'll need to get the ball back very quickly. And an onside kick. You see the timeout situation.
Well, they'll be in their 2-minute offense, and this is really what the spread is designed to do, is to eat up huge chunks of yardage and move the football down the field very quickly. So
second down. Man in motion is Riffle to the near side. Ryan looking to throw across the middle. Riffle has it and is taken down immediately. And yet another flag on the field. All right, made that stop.
It's going to go against Ravenna. Take a look. Drop back there by Ryan. Little roughing the passer. Unfortunate call for Ravenna.
Personal foul, roughing the passer on the defense, half the distance to the goal, first down.
Big break for Saginaw.
Huge break for the Panthers. And see if they can take advantage here. They need 2 scores. First and 10 from the 16-yard line. Ryan back to pass. It is caught and brought down immediately is Kestner. And again, JT Shutt in on the play along with Andrew Kearney. Clock continues to roll. 1.5 minutes to go now. Kestner along with Riffle. The receivers on the right side, far sideline. Ryan again will throw into the end zone. Touchdown! Steve Kretz. And just like that, Nouvel has come right back down the field to tighten this one up.
The most impressive drive of the day. Just a post cut there by Kretz. Did a very good job getting inside position. Deliver the ball right on the break. Nice pitch and catch. Very nice pitch and catch.
A 13-yard touchdown pass for Dan Ryan to Steve Kretz. And Kestner now with the extra point attempt. It is good. And it is a 2-point ball game.
Ryan on a straight dot back, 3-step drop, hits his rhythm, delivers the ball on the break right in between two defenders. Just a great job, great execution. Nice view. Look at that break. Nice catch.
Can't throw it any better than that. And a terrific reception by Kretz. And so Nouvel is not done yet. They are down 2 with 1:15 to go. As Kretz hauls in his 11th touchdown catch of the year. And things have gotten a little bit tighter for Dusty Fairfield and Ravenna.
Ravenna has their hands receiving team on the field. All the players on the field have good hands for Ravenna. They took out most of the linemen, so they're anticipating the onside kick.
Ravenna calls timeout, and Fairfield wants to make sure that they are on the same page here with the ball game in the balance.
Just look it in and fall on it and make sure that you protect the football. That's the first step, and then they have time to run the clock out.
And only one timeout left for Nouvel. So to play the game coming up.
The advantage of having an onside kick on artificial turf is you're going to get a better bounce. You're going to get a more truer bounce. So it helps they're in a dome on artificial turf for Saginaw to try and execute this onside kick.
Well, Michael Boyd watched his high-powered offense be shut down the first half of this ball game. They have come alive a little bit of late. And the last drive culminating in the touchdown pass from Ryan to Kretz to make it 16-14. And now the onside kick, and the Panthers will try and get the ball back as Dustin Kestner tees it up. With the ball game hanging in the balance. And Kestner pops this one to the air and fielded out of bounds. So the Bulldogs will take over.
A little higher than he probably would have liked. Nice play, catching the football, going out of bounds, giving the offense a chance to run the clock out.
And that indeed is what the offense will try and do now. Again, one timeout left for Nouvel. DeCinder, Andrew Kearney. And a straight handoff. And we'll try and keep the clock going here. We'll see if Nouvel uses the timeout. And they have. That is their final timeout. Well, it's been a ball game that has featured quite a few penalties, but the defense is stealing the show for most of this ball game. I mean, both sides, we saw really both linebacking cores come up and have huge games. We saw some big injuries. Dan Luce go out, and we saw the Ravenna team rally around a couple of backups.
Yeah, they really have. They've, as you mentioned earlier, Mario, they've shown great fortitude, that team. They've hung together, and they just find a way to win and be in the ball game. And really, to take a high-powered offense like Saginaw Nouvel out of the game for probably 3.5 quarters is really a tribute to that defense and their game plan.
And Luce, all he can do is watch from the sidelines. And Michael Boyd looking for a miracle here on 2nd down and 8. And on the keeper, Kearney will hang on to it and get it to the 40-yard line. And so the clock continues to run. And Dusty Fairfield is watching the clock move his team closer and closer to another state championship. And Nouvel can do nothing to stop the clock. The Bulldogs now moving in on a half a minute away from another divisional title, another state championship for Division 6. And Kearney will take a knee. And that will wind down the rest of the clock. Senior Andrew Kearney has delivered a championship for Dusty Fairfield. Jake Plant, a huge game. All season long, Ravenna has battled injuries. They had to do it again in this one. And Ravenna is the Division 6 state champion.
What a tribute to these kids. What a team that just fought all year long and hung in there. And, you know, to have those guys come up when their key guys get injured and to still fight and hang in there and step up, that's what high school football is all about. And just a real special performance for Ravenna today.
Well, a special performance on both sides of the football. This is a Ravenna team, but not too many knew how they would really respond to the spread offense. They had faced nothing but power-running teams in the playoffs to this point. I would say they responded pretty well.
They really did. They never lost their aggression. They kept coming after them from the opening kickoff. They had a good scheme and they executed. And you know, it's a real tribute to their whole program and to Coach Fairfield. He's able to get these guys who everyone kind of overlooked and were kind of called overachievers and didn't have a lot of respect for, come in here and beat a high-powered team like Saginaw Nouvel.
And the 4th state championship for the Ravenna Bulldogs, who finished the season at 13-1. Dusty Fairfield has another. Ravenna wins it 16-14. We'll be back. Mario and Pemba with John Wangler back at the Silverdome. We have another champion crowned. 16-14. Ravenna wins it over Saginaw Nouvel. And Dusty Fairfield will receive yet another championship. What a great job he has done with this team this year. And they had to play some good teams to get here. Nouvel still looking for that first title.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, those guys, they had a great high-powered offense. It just wasn't clicking like they will like today. Their defense played tremendous. Mario, a real great effort. You can't fault their effort. They played their hearts out. You know, unfortunately, it has to be a winner and a loser. And you know, today was Ravenna's day. And you know, let's take nothing away from them. They did what they had to do. And it's a real tribute to both squads. Great sportsmanship on both sides, and it was a tough, hard-fought football game.
The runner-up trophy to Michael Boyd, the coach of the Nouvel Panthers. And Ravenna High School The Division VI champions in Michigan this year, and Dusty Fairfield has said, you know what, you just have to dare to win sometimes. He's been a guy that is not afraid to take chances. We saw him go for a fourth down play earlier in the ball game, but this is a team that came here looking to win a championship, and he has instilled a never-say-die attitude in this team, and they've done it all season long.
Well, you can really tell just watching him on the sideline the kind of spirit he has, the kind of leader he is, and he's going to go after it from that opening whistle on, and those players play like that. They lost Jeff Grover early to an injury. They lost Dan Luce. Those guys never quit. Guys stepped up. Their backups came in and played a great game. Teeter came in and had some big runs to pick up the slack there. Olsen came in to pick up the slack for Luce. Just a great team effort.
We're not going there on a field trip, boys. We're going there to win a big trophy. Those were the words to his team, and they've gotten one.
Well, he's been here how many times? This was his 5th time. He's got 4 state championships. If that doesn't say something about kind of coach, kind of leader he is, I don't think anything will.
So you see the excitement and the jubilation of the Ravenna Bulldogs as they win the Division VI championship in a 16-14 score. And they will bring it back to the Muskegon area with a hard-fought win over Saginaw Nouvel. Well, for John Wangler, this is Mario Impemba saying so long from the Pontiac Silverdome with our final score today in Division VI, the title game, Ravenna 16, Nouvel 14. You've been watching high school football on Fox Sports Net, your exclusive television home of MHSAA football and basketball championships.